So just opening this REI Trailmade 2 tent I got. I was looking to buy a new tent, but found this used one for a really good deal. Knew this would have costed $200. I was looking for a more expensive model, but considering this was only a little over 100, I decided I had to get it. But I wanted to test it out first and see how it was, and this thing fell out. Now this might not look like much, but it can actually tell quite a lot about where this tent has been. I'm sure you guys might be struggling to figure out what this is, but this is the compound fruit of either Casuarina or Allocasuarina, two of the most abundant genera in the family Castorinaceae, which is mostly known for occurring in Australia and the region. So there's a good chance that this tent has traveled quite far. Now, of course, those aren't the only places in the world you can find them, and the members of Castorinaceae have been introduced to several parts of the world, including the United States, but you might find them really only in scattered portions of California, barely anywhere in Arizona. It is common in Florida, however, so there's a chance that this tent went all the way to Florida. Those are the only places we can even find them in the continental United States, as far as where, possibly Texas, I guess. Florida is the only one where it's really common, so there's also a chance it could have gone to Hawaii, where Casuarina equisetifolia has been introduced, and it grows so commonly amongst the beaches as a pretty invasive species, actually. But again, there's a chance this thing went all the way to Australia. But certainly did not stay in Utah, but I'm based in Salt Lake City, which is where I picked this up at. So I have no clue how this traveled so far. I mean, obviously the person who bought it must have wanted to use it there, but it's really kind of interesting to think that this really traveled all that distance. Now, one of the notes here I thought was interesting. It says, used, not breathable. I had to move the damages, doesn't mean anything. A lot of items get moved into damages. It had a little bit of light use, I guess, but it looked fine to me. But that all aside, I think it's kind of funny they mentioned it was not breathable, which is this is the main complaint the person had for it, which I gotta say, if you're going to a subtropical or tropical location, which as this fruit would indicate, it had to happen because those plants do not grow anywhere where there's freezing temperatures. I gotta say, that's really high expectations for a tent to be super breathable in those conditions. At that point, you're really making trade-offs between sleeping out in the open where it's gonna be hot anyways, but you might get rained on or bit by bugs, and having a secluded, a little bit of protection from the elements, but it'll be like sleeping in a furnace. So there's really no winning when it comes to sleeping in extreme heat, and certainly not when it's hot and humid, like wherever this thing must have came from.